Well, welcome, guys. Another year. Wow, it's just been awesome, Liz.
Yes, it
Awesome,
has.
to put it mildly. We have got a little note because we didn't want to miss anything. So, guys, we hope you've had a great Christmas, and we wish you all the best for the new year. Have a safe and prosperous new year. I guess the reason for the catch-up is, we really want to thank you for your support, for the comments, for the feedback. We rely on you guys to come back to us if things are not right, things that you're interested in. We've enjoyed putting the episodes together this year, and we've had an awesome year in terms of travel and adventures, haven't we?
Oh, it's been our biggest year.
It has. Some of it was planned, some of it was spontaneous.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all
which
about.
was what it was all about. Yeah, absolutely. So if we look at last year, I started uploading every 3 weeks. We do this as a hobby, and it was getting to the point where I was spending a bit of time of a weekend when Melly was home and things editing, and I wanted to get away from that. Plus, we go away and we want to enjoy the trips as much as we want to share them. So what we've done is I've now got a bit of a storage in the bank. So a little bit of the stuff that you're going to see is in 2025 is going to be the end of 2024.
Yes.
But we are going to start uploading fortnightly again, because I don't think the YouTube algorithm likes you doing it every three weeks.
No.
Because things have sort of slowed up a little bit for us, but we're hoping that's all it is, and you guys are enjoying the content. So, this year.
So it's still 2024. So in 2024 we did 10 weeks in Tassie.
We went to Tasmania. Yeah,
Yes.
We planned that. We booked that about 8 or 9 months out to go back and be tourists. We lived there for so long and nearly all our lives. And there were so many places that we just took for granted that we go one day, and we didn't get there. So that's currently the series that you're watching now. We hope you're enjoying that. We got a chance to catch up with family and friends and spend some quality time in some of the areas. So,
And Mel came down and joined us.
She did, and that was awesome. She had 2 weeks down there. We did Festivali, we did the Bogues Brewery, we did the Cascade Brewery. There's a little bit of a pattern forming here.
Enough breweries there.
There was enough breweries, wasn't there? We
Yep.
tried to get into the Carlton United on the way home, but they wouldn't have us.
No.
So we did that, and that was really nice to be able to spend some quality time with her and share some of those places some that we'd been, and she'd only been this big when we visited, so it was good. So then we got off the boat and we spent another 4 weeks
Coming home. Yes.
And that took us to places that we hadn't been before, roads we hadn't travelled. In a lot of cases, we went up into the Mungo Lakes, we went to Mildura, spent a bit of time around Broken Hill.
Yep.
You'll
see that.
You'll see that. That's coming, and that was an awesome trip. We got to do some pretty specky things too on that.
Yeah. Now, while we were in Tassie, we caught up with some friends, as you've said, and they were going to do a trip up to the Kimberleys.
They were going to the Kimberleys, weren't they?
And we sort of said, well, we've been there, but and they said, well, where do we go? So in the end, they invited us along, and we went.
So that was a bit of we said, all you got to do is just give us about a week's notice, and then we can head from Brisbane and meet you somewhere on the Stuart Highway, and then we'll work our way north, which is what we did.
Yeah, we did. And we had about 12 weeks, or thereabouts.
Yeah, thereabouts. And whilst we went to places that we'd been before, we went at a different time of the year, and we also went to places that up that way that we hadn't been to, and more importantly, we got to spend some quality time.
Yeah, because we spent not just 1 or 2 days, but like in a couple of places we spent a whole week.
A whole week, yeah, 6 days up at Honeymoon Bay, and there was 8 of us, and it was like 7 days before anybody said, well, when are we moving on?
Yeah,
we just
it
had
was such a great place.
It was a great spot. So again, that's a series that's coming. That'll be early in 2025. You'll see
Yes.
that. So as I said, we've got a bit of content in the can, and I'm now happy to I can do what I need to do during the week and things, and not muck up our time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we
so
still do our time.
We do, absolutely. So from there we came home. We had some home maintenance and stuff to do, and then we had this surprise, which once we finish this, you'll get to see that. So we're actually going to interrupt this Tassie trip for a couple of weeks. So we've got a couple of episodes that we're going to throw in because we have turned the page, so to speak.
We have started a new chapter.
And started a new chapter, yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to, rather than wait till after this series finishes, we're going to interrupt it and pop a couple of quick episodes in on that. So we hope you enjoy that. We still intend to do most of what we did. It might mean that we do a little bit of remote camping, but I don't want to give too much away. So, yeah, exciting times ahead.
Yes. And we've already got some plans for next year.
2025, we have.
Not locked in.
They're floating, yeah. We've got
nothing's locked in yet.
We've got some things that we want to do, and we've got some other things that are in the pipeline. So we're trying to sort of massage it all, so hopefully it all slots in. If you make plans too early, you're guaranteed it's going to end up a mishmash. So
we don't say anything.
We don't say anything. We just keep things floating, but it will be fun and it will be exciting. Some new places and some places that we've already been, but we'll see them in a different light.
Yeah.
All right. Again, thank you so much for your support, and we do wish you all the best for the new year. So have a safe one, and remember,
don't let the dust settle.
Well, ready, set, go, off for our next adventure. In fact, we've got a bit of a surprise.
We certainly have.
We do.
Yes.
So we're hooked up, we've got to move out, and we'll see you guys down the road. Cheers.
Bye.
Dusty interchange. We got near and out. That'll be fine and dandy, Elizabeth. Just all we need. All we need for tonight. So we had a place that I don't know the name of.
Carrara.
Carrara, there you go, Carrara. So we're going to spend, so we left Brisbane at 5 o'clock this morning. It's now 2:06, so what's that, 6 hours. Spot on. So nice drive. Was actually went pretty well. So we're going to keep you a little bit more suspense, so we'll just wait a little bit longer before we tell you what's going on. Alright, see you soon. Well, we needed to stretch our legs and get a bit of exercise. What better way than to have a look around the local area? Well, this is typical of what you find when you're out and about. This little place called Kurrawa, I think it's pronounced, on the sort of mid-north coast of New South Wales. So we've popped in to spend the night on our way through to Melbourne. And here, used to be a ferry that ran across the actual river. There's a whole stagger of history about it here. But it operated until such times as the bridge was built in 1957. Truck going across the bridge, which is awesome. I hope you made it across. Yeah, so these are the sort of little trinkets that you find when you get out and about. Certainly it's not a place that we would have put on a map. So there's a little walk along the foreshore, and it just opens up all this history. This little beach is known as Sawyers Point. It was the earliest known European name for this narrow neck of land on the banks of the Kurrawa River. Named after the people that used to saw the timber and the timber carrying traders transporting timber to Newcastle and Sydney. This small piece of land was created by the community by building a wall and then filled by local men over several months. It is now the centre of activities such as music festivals, carols and family picnics. Then it was time to find somewhere for dinner, and this place was absolutely amazing. Day 2, and we've just been and had a bit of breakfast at Heatherbrae Bakery, and not only did I eat it, but I wore it. Can't take me anywhere. Anyway, we've just taken the right hand turn there at Newcastle and heading towards Sydney. We passed lots of construction as they build this new bypass. As we make our way down, we catch glimpses of the mighty Hawkesbury River.
One can only imagine the work to build this section of highway. Look how it's been cut through the hill. Given it was Sunday, the traffic should not have been too bad. Having said that, there were some lane closures for construction which slowed us up some. Once we cleared these roadworks, it was smooth sailing as we were on the road to Gundagai. We were travelling okay and had some time up our sleeves, so we took a detour and had a look at a place called Burrinjuck. The Burrinjuck Dam is heritage listed and was built for irrigation in New South Wales before World War I. It helped to drive the economic development of the Riverina as a major food producing region and took some 20 years to complete. You can now enjoy the dam for water sports, bushwalking, birdwatching and picnicking in 75 hectares of natural beauty. It is situated on the headwaters of the Murrumbidgee River, just 60 kilometres from the township of Yass. Burrinjuck Dam remains one of the world's largest irrigation dams, an engineering feat that provides water to the Murrumbidgee irrigation areas for crops, river flows, as well as town water supplies.
So where are we, Liz?
We're at Gundagai. This is the Gabrielle Motor Inn at Gundagai. Now, yesterday we were at Karua.
Yeah.
Actually, I called it Carrara, but it's actually Karua. And we had dinner at the RSL Club last night. What a fantastic feed. John had the veal schnitzel, and I had a combination stir fry. Beautiful, tender meat, beautiful. I don't mind putting some money back into the local economy. That's what it's all about, doing those sorts of things. Now, today, as we were driving towards Sydney, we'd not been this way before, not driven into that at all. And it was amazing. You could see the cuttings that they've done for the road. There was 3-lane highway going in, and the cutting out of the hill was there, but then in the centre of it there was still remaining rock from the hill, and then on the other side of that was the other cutting that they've cut out of the hill. It's just amazing how they've done that. Very, very enjoyable drive.
A quick look around Gundagai before we headed off for our evening meal.
Look at this little spot that they gave us. We're in room number 12 and we actually got to put the car under the carport. Now what we've got to do is leave early, but now we've got to be able to get out. This is what we're faced with, but I think we should be fine.
We got away nice and early this morning to make the final leg, as the excitement continues to build.
Morning, Liz.
Morning, John. Hang on.
Couple of flies.
Yeah, a couple of flies.
That's all right. It's very still and muggy this morning.
Yes, a bit overcast.
It is. So we finished up last night at Gundagai and went down to once we got settled in, went down to the Centurion Criterion.
That's right.
Yeah, we went down to the Criterion Hotel for tea. A couple of snorts. What have we got? A truck coming. That's all right. He won't disturb much. Couple of ales, glass of wine, and cannery. Kind of nice little pasta. And you had the schnitzel.
Yeah, that was a nice schnitzel. Just nice size, not too big.
It wasn't too big. Yeah,
No,
we saw some of them coming out with palmies, and they were huge.
Oh, yeah.
So you didn't need something that big.
No, no.
Anyway, we've packed up. We've left there. We left this morning at about 6:45.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say we're just so excited, and the fact that sleep something we'll worry about next week, because we just
It's not.
you know,
It's we.
we kept it out. We dragged it out last night till about 9:30 before we went to bed. I was ready to go at about 8:30, but I knew, and like I woke up at 11:30. I woke up. What time is it? It was 11:30. It's just hurting us so bad.
Well, that's because you're in different beds.
Yes,
You're
I know.
excited where you're going.
Yeah.
So it's just a combination of a few things, that interrupts your sleep.
It does. Anyway, so we've left there this morning, and about three-quarters of an hour down the road is a place called Holbrook. So we thought, well, toasted sandwich for breakfast, or bakery at least. And we've stumbled across this. It's just amazing. It's what would you call it?
Well, I think they've adopted the submarine motorway.
Yes, they have.
The township has.
Yeah, which is quite interesting. They've got a little miniature one down the road, and they've got the full-size one here in the park.
Yes.
All right, well, we're going to go and grab some breakfast. We'll take a few photos and a bit of video and show you about here. For those that haven't been, it's definitely worth popping in and having a bit of a look. It's not far, it's only a couple of k's off the highway. And then we'll have some breakfast and get on our way.
On to Melbourne.
Here we come. Beautiful.
Okay, catch you later.
They've obviously got lights here to set up overnight to light it up. It looks spectacular. Size of that praying mantis. Wow. We're here. Pick our new van up. This was exciting. Hey. This is so exciting. All right, we're going to get packed, unpacked, and then, don't know, have some tea, maybe. All right, we'll catch you guys later.
Well, we ended up with some Chinese takeaway. These were nice cabins. They have all that you need for a comfy stay. Fridge, microwave and a comfy bed. The staff were extremely helpful with some directions for tomorrow that would help make our day a bit easier.
Let's go.
So we had some time to kill before our meeting, so we headed to the old Pentridge jail, which was not far from our accommodation. Unfortunately, it doesn't open on Mondays, can you believe that? But I think one of the guides sensed our disappointment and allowed us into what was H Block while he had some work to do in there, and shared some interesting info. So cheers for that.
And they stole the car from the mechanics. But unfortunately, cars from the mechanics, for a reason, they didn't get very far.
Okay.
They were only outside the walls for 13 minutes. But the thing is, they shot a guard in the leg in the escape. And these guys had actually escaped before. In fact, one of them, he'd been here for 6 years at this point, Bill O'Neill. And he tried to escape several times. So what ended up happening is they were actually sentenced to be flogged, 12 lashes each with the cat of nine tails. And they were the last people ever flogged in Australia. And then they built a special division for them. So they literally built a wall right there. Everything on that side of the wall became H division. And that was like the most notorious punishment division in all of Victoria.
It was like a super maximum security.
Yeah, and incredibly violent, sort of enforcement of the rules and stuff like that. And
When did it close?
1997.
That's not that long ago.
27 years ago. Yeah. So what the real interesting thing about it is, in a nutshell, you have on this side of the wall you have H division, worst place to go in all of Victoria. On this side of the wall you have A division. And A division prisons have much better rights. So
Wow, I must come back. This would be a super interesting tour to do. Just imagine the stories that could be told. Warders vigilantly did their duty in the lonely watchtowers. There are storyboards scattered amongst the grounds with interesting facts and information. It's also interesting how they've incorporated the new with the old, with a hotel and shops integrated into the area, and there is even a distillery. Well, we're all but about 5 minutes away from picking up our new caravan. And
Are we excited?
are we excited? We are. We're sort of super excited. From my perspective, there's a bit of anxiety as well because, we've been towing the T-van for ages, 9 years in fact. And this is a little bit bigger and a little bit wider, and Melbourne isn't helping things because it's just a horrible, typical Melbourne day. It's been raining, now it's drizzling. So I will be more than happy to get back to the caravan park tonight
Yes.
and crack a cold one, that's for sure. All right, so we'll next time you see us, we'll have
Had me.
have the van on the back, and then we can start sort of talking about what we're going to do and the this new chapter of our travels.
Yes, most definitely. Something different.
Something different. Yes. All right,
Yeah, we're almost there.
almost there. We've been a bit naughty. When we came back from on the boat from Tassie, we had a day spare basically, and I'd set up an appointment at a caravan place, and so we popped in to have a look. We thought it was a great opportunity to have a look at one of the ones that we've had on our list. We didn't. It's one of those things. It's a progression, I think. We
we're always going to step into a caravan at some point. It was just a matter of when. So we haven't sort of made any commitments at this stage. We've got this one, we've got a couple of others that we want to have a look at when we get back to Queensland. But certainly titanium was high on our list. So we've called in over at their showroom to have a look around while we're here. We thought it'd be a great opportunity.
You've got no load in the van yet either.
Well, John, we are now the proud owners of an Unbound Series 2 titanium,
We are.
and it's right behind us.
It's hanging on the back.
Yes.
Sure is. So we're just stuck in Melbourne traffic now, and we're going to make our way back to the caravan park. It's like, can it get much worse? It's peak hour, traffic is jammed up, it's raining, it's just not the nicest way to take your new van for its first drive, but
We thank Rob for the handover
yeah, it was good.
and his jokes,
He goes through a bit of stuff in his jokes.
and Jules for organising everything
Yeah, it was.
along the way.
It might have been a bit testing at times. I'm sure that other people are much the same. There's a few things, and we just needed to make sure that it was going to happen, and it did. So no, we can. Oh, very, very impressed from first visit to handover.
Yes, very good. Anyway, we need to head to the caravan park amongst all this lovely traffic. So we'll guys catch you later.
Yeah, we're gonna probably should be focusing right about now. Right.
Okay, bye.
Well, here we are in the Coburg Caravan Park in Melbourne. We've picked the van up. Obviously, you're aware. Obviously, we had a day. We knew there'd be some things that we'd need to get. We obviously had to get groceries and bits and pieces. And there was a few things that we, hooks, things just to get ourselves organised. Now, you know, we're a little bit out there this time, so most people will pick their van up, go home, do all the little bits and pieces to it, and then they head off for a weekend to do a shakedown. Well, as you know, we're in Melbourne and we're heading back to Brisbane over the course of about 14 days.
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So we're going to shake it down on the way home. So we'll have a big pad and pen, piece of paper, and ready to write down a few things. So far, everything has fallen into place. Titanium have been absolutely fantastic. We did have some issues with my reversing camera on the van. I've had a look at that today, and that could even be, that's more our problem, because of the gator system that we're using may not be compatible with the wiring. I've bypassed that. It looks like now it potentially is, it is the camera itself. You know, it's just Murphy's Law. It was working okay when we sent it away, now it's not. So
Yeah.
it's all getting a bit hard, so we put it back on, we'll leave it. You know, you don't have to have a reversing camera. It's always handy. I guess we'll get, we're used to it on the T-van, but we'll get it sorted when we get home. So there's a few things that we need to do before we head off tomorrow. We've got to set the OGO up.
Yes.
So that'll be a bit of a
That's a
challenge.
challenge.
And part of this shakedown is, guys, we're gonna take you along. It could be funny. It could be fraught
Hilarious.
with tears. Could be hilarious. You may never watch us again. But at any rate, we'll, you know, we're very, very compatible, but you might find out that we're not necessarily that way.
as we learn the functions and or the functionality of the things in the van. So yeah, cupboards are packed, groceries are got, been to the pub, got a few things sorted out there, and we're about ready to roll. But the last job is to set the Ogo up, so we're ready to do what we need to do.
Yes.
All right, guys, we hope you enjoy this trip home. It is going to be a bit of fun, hopefully a bit of fun, lots of fun.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, and you enjoy it as much as we enjoy putting it together for you.
Definitely.
All right, see you soon.
Bye.
So the first thing we've got to do is open this up. Now we're probably a bit lucky because there's a few people that have already done this, and so I've watched a couple of videos. So if they messed up and didn't tell us, then you're going to watch me mess up as well. Looks like it's a messy job. Not doing good. So the sand break off about a third. So yeah, maybe just a little bit more. There we go. So I'll put that in a plastic bag for later. Right, so we're just going to break this up a little bit. And then we're looking for 500 mils of water. Put that all in at this weight. And I guess we'll just break that up. So we've probably been 10 minutes just crushing it up, and it's around about probably 700 mils, 600, just a bit over 600 mils of water, and it's got to a consistency that I can just pack it. We'll see how that goes. Obviously this is the first time, so it's a little bit of trial and error. Hopefully more trial and error. There we go, we're going to put this in now. Here's to camping in the 21st century. Induction cooktops and air fryers. It doesn't get much better than that. And a little bit of Bob Seger playing in the background. Yum, yum, bring on dinner. Got a little cheeky recipe that I do with our steaks occasionally, not all the time, just occasionally. And we salt and pepper them, or salt them, and then put paprika on them and a little bit of chilli. So these have been done. We decided a nice little bit of porterhouse. We give this a crack. Oh, it's such a shame you can't smell it. That is gold. Alright, we might show you, if we remember, we'll film it when we're ready to eat. Cheers. We do this all the time. Cook, we go through all the bits, video it, then we have a couple of glasses of wine and go, oh, plates are empty, we forgot to video it. So here it is. So the steak, a little bit of paprika, chilli, chips in the air fryer, little salad, yummo. In part 2, we make it back to Brisbane, but not without some hiccups.
Caravanning, they said. It'd be fun, they said. Ready, set, go. Plumbing, lights, fuse box. That's all the solder stuff.
Yep.
That's it.